You're doing all the right things, right? You show up for your family, you lead your team, you give basically everything you have to your community.
Right. Absolutely.
But then, so why do you feel completely exhausted? Today we are answering a very quiet, but I mean, a very real question, which is, why do I feel so drained after surfing?
Yeah, it's such a heavy thing to carry.
It really is.
Yeah.
And to figure this out, we're taking a deep dive into some fascinating materials from FaithFlow Rooted Ministry. Specifically, we're looking at the insights from their resources, Shepherding Well in Order with Grace.
Yeah, it's a tension so many people face. And I think we need to validate this right away, because if you feel this way, it is not a lack of faith.
Right.
Like, faithful people burn out quietly all the time.
Oh, wow. Yeah. Quietly is definitely the right word.
Exactly, because the materials we're looking at point out that this exhaustion, it's actually a symptom of a really profound disconnect. I mean, we are taught faith as a belief, but then we're kind of left completely alone to figure out how to integrate that belief into, heavy daily responsibilities.
It's like trying to move a massive grand piano by yourself.
Oh, man.
You're just dragging it across the floor, destroying the hardwoods, wondering why your back is giving out, while, a team of movers is just sitting in the next room drinking coffee.
That is a perfect way to put it.
We mistake this constant, agonizing motion for devotion. But here's what I really don't get. If we are so exhausted, why do we feel so incredibly guilty the second we finally sit down on the couch to rest?
Well, that guilt, it actually has a deeper explanation. When you are constantly serving, you are kind of running on this high from helping others. So when you finally stop, there's a drop.
Oh, like a physical drop.
Yeah, and you misinterpret that sudden drop in stimulation as failure or, guilt. You've essentially conditioned yourself to tie your worth entirely to your output.
Okay, I mean, I get that part. But let's be real. If you are a solo youth pastor or a mom of 3, you can't just hand off your kids or your job to a committee.
Right, of course not.
So how does rest actually work when the work genuinely has to get done?
And that's where we have to look at how faith was actually modeled. Think about Mark 6:31. Jesus and the disciples were in this incredibly fruitful, demanding season of ministry. People were constantly needing them.
Right, there was always something to do.
Always. But Jesus explicitly invited them away to a quiet place to rest. Or even look at Moses in Exodus 18.
Oh, with Jethro, right.
Exactly. Jethro watches Moses trying to lead thousands of people alone and tells him point blank, the work is too heavy for you to carry alone. The survival mechanism here isn't pushing harder, it's shared loads and intentional withdrawal.
Right, but modern culture, even ministry culture, conditions us to believe that if we drop the ball, the whole machine just stops.
It really does.
I was looking at the notes from the Order with Grace material, and there's this fascinating point about the people behind the scenes, like the administrators and the planners.
The ones holding it all together.
Exactly. It argues that the drive for excellence can quietly mutate into exhaustion because we forget that excellence is meant to serve people, not replace our peace.
It's so true. We treat rest like it's a quick battery recharge so we can just go produce more.
Like plugging in a phone.
Right. But rest is actually a rhythm for remaining faithful. It's like crop rotation,
Yeah.
Soil has to lie fallow to regain its nutrients. You are meant to serve from a place of overflow, not obligation.
Which is really the core of what FaithFlow Rooted Ministry is about, right?
It is. Faith works best when it's lived the way God actually shaped you. You're designed to stay encouraged, not to run on empty.
And I think that goes for the emotional weight, too. In the Shepherding Well resource, it talks about leaders who absorb everyone else's pain.
Oh, that's a huge one.
Yeah, it explores balancing deep compassion with healthy boundaries, like teaching how you can actively listen to someone's crisis without actually absorbing their trauma as your own. That is a massive paradigm shift.
It really is. And, if you are recognizing yourself in any of these dynamics today, the most important takeaway is this. Shifting from pressure to peace is a really slow growth process.
It definitely doesn't happen overnight.
No, not at all. You don't have to fix your exhaustion, your guilt, or your boundaries all at once today. It is perfectly okay to just take a breath.
That is such a comforting truth. Remember, you can always continue walking alongside FaithFlow Rooted Ministry as a safe place to keep exploring this journey entirely at your own pace.
Absolutely.
But before we wrap up this deep dive, I want to leave you with a quiet question to ponder as you go about your day. If God never asked you to carry it all, whose weight are you actually holding right now?